born to be a star. I can be your savior. The boys. And sometimes girls keep slipping into the future. What happened last? Let me be free to be the real me. Cause you were my baby. I love you right. An American rebel.
Play it again.
You were born to be a star. I can be your savior. The boys. And sometimes girls keep slipping into the future. What happened last? Let me be free to be the real me. Cause you were my baby. I love you right. An American rebel.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. My name is Ricky Rebel, Billboard Top 40 recording artist, and I am live in Las Vegas, and I'm filming for you guys. I'm right now I'm filming I guess I am technically filming a photo shoot. I got some behind the scenes cameras going everywhere, and we're filming the album cover for my new album. So it's really cool. We hired a high fashion photographer named Reinhardt, and we got this really fabulous villa in Las Vegas, and we're all hanging out here, creating art and having fun at the same time. And I want to go live with all of you because there's a lot happening in the world, and I love checking in with all of my followers. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and Bigo, and we're also live on Adam Francisco's YouTube channel as well. Mr. Adam Francisco, my co-host. What is up, my brother? How are you?
Oh, another day in the car here in southern Florida. How you doing, Ricky?
Yeah, you're driving home?
Yeah, I'll be back in 2 minutes. But you look good. I like the hair.
Thank you, babe. Thanks, dude. This is like from yesterday.
It's a good look.
Thanks, bro. What? So what is new? Like, what did you do today?
I had to take my dog to the vet because, as you know, I'm going to Mexico tomorrow. I'm going to be heading to Dallas for a layover, and then I'm going to be going to Puerto Vallarta for Pride Week in Puerto Vallarta. It's going to be interesting because, you know, being a Trump supporting male with a mostly conservative audience, I think it's going to be interesting, kind of showing them a little bit of different content than any of us are used to. But for those of you who have not been, Pride parades, as long as there are no children involved, I think Pride parades are really fun. And a lot of positive energy. People there are having a good time. And it just brings an energy to the city. So I'm really excited about being there.
Nice. I love that you're going there, and I'm like on the fence. Like, I don't know. It's not that I'm scared. I don't know. It's Mexico, right? You're not going to get picked up by a cartel.
Nah, bro, you mean me. I look like a local.
Do you speak Spanish?
Bro, very little bit, but I look like a local. As long as I keep my mouth shut, they think I'm from Mexico.
Right.
So nobody messes with me out there. You know, it's all good.
All right. So you got an Airbnb all set up, or what? Like, you got a hotel, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I do an Airbnb. Apparently, the room that I booked, there was a glitch. So the room that I got, I'm paying $13 a night for my room.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Yeah. So it's up to all the people watching right now. I'm going to give some shout outs to Anthony AJ Kearns. Thank you for being a top Ricky Rebel supporter. He's on my Patreon. He's on every single platform imaginable. Shout out to David. He says, "Sup, Adam and Ricky Rebel." David McKenzie,
Sup,
I think you're a new. Oh, you know him. He's new to me. He's new to my. So welcome to the show, Devon. Let's see. That guy would have smoked anyone darker than milk. I don't understand what that means.
Who said that?
What is this? Apocalypse.
Put the comment on the screen. Let me see it. That guy would have smoked anyone darker than milk. I have no idea.
Is that code word for something else? Because he might be right.
I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like a Friday night for us.
Yeah.
What a what a week, man. This has been
It's been a week, right?
It's been a week, man. I mean, this news cycle was.
Why don't we start
I'm
with
just
the first thing? That Biden
yeah.
blames the Buffalo shooting on MAGA and the GOP, but mainly Trump supporters, right?
So, you didn't read the manifesto yet, right?
I am not wasting not a second of my time on reading about what that fucker thinks. Um, and I didn't waste any time on the news about it. Nothing. I don't want to talk about. I mean, the only reason I want to talk about on my show right now is just because, like, I think it's important as human beings and as an artist. You know, I am a recording artist, and as an artist, like, it's good to know what is happening in the world. I mean, to be informed. So basically, you're going to tell me everything that's going on, like with this thing. Basically, I heard that Biden is trying to blame the shooting on Trump supporters because he mentioned something in his manifesto about maybe being a little bit right leaning. What are your thoughts?
So, to give a little context, there's this theory or conspiracy theory that's called the replacement theory, and a lot of the time it's being pushed by Tucker Carlson on Fox News. Now, it's a theory that to be clear, I think is actually happening. Right? The argument basically says that the Democrats are losing voters because of their nonsense, so they have to import voters from other countries that are going to vote for them. And that typically means immigrants. If you're the one getting these immigrants in and giving them welfare and giving them cell phones, they're probably going to vote for you. You're basically buying loyalty and buying votes. If you are if you're New York State and you're giving non-citizens the right to vote in local elections, you are replacing the voters that you're losing. Now, when Tucker Carlson talks about this, right, when Tucker Carlson refers to the voter replacement theory, he's talking about American citizens, which includes me, which includes you. And we're both Latin males. Am I right? You're Latino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're Americans. So according
Latino,
to Tucker
baby.
Carlson, we're the Americans, though, that this country loves. We love this country. We wear the flag. We support our Constitution. We're Americans. There is a subset of the replacement theory that's specific to race. They're believing that it's not just about about citizenship status, American versus non-American. They're taking it one step further, where it's about European white being replaced by Latinos and blacks. Even if it's people like me and you, Ricky, they're considering us to not be, quote unquote, the true Americans as a white European would be. It is a very stupid theory, given that America has always been founded on immigrants, first of all. And second of all, this is one of the times where I will acknowledge history. And I will say that this land did not belong to Europeans first. This is native land. We all know that. So it's funny to me that this white supremacist movement from this shooter wants to say that America is being destroyed because it's losing its whiteness, when really this country historically was not a white country. It has been since it's been settled. And I want to be very clear. I love America so much. I am thankful that we live in an advanced society. I am thankful for our Constitution. I'm thankful for all of our laws. So I think it's a great country to live in.
Right.
But the white supremacist angle of this manifesto is so extreme and offensive, in my opinion. These are the kind of people that I fully condemn. I think his views are absolutely disgusting. Even though I will say the white population is shrinking in America.
Well, I heard he was also a socialist. He considers himself a socialist. He considers himself a nationalist socialist, which is a Nazi. But he does consider the bottom line is, like, this kid's all over the map with his views, and like, I give a shit about what he thinks about or what he thinks. I mean, I find it really weird that he has like a novel, a book basically written about what his views are and all these things. It just seems kind of fake to me. There's something that doesn't seem real about that. And on top of it, I think when Tucker Carlson, I will agree with you. When Tucker Carlson says replace, he's trying to talk about voters, right? He's trying to talk about the fact that they're importing mass amounts of people from the countries over here to take the place of voters who are already here, who were Democrats, and they realized how shitty the party is, and they're just not going to support them anymore. So I think that I'm pretty sure that's what he meant by that. So what you're trying to tell me is that they're trying to spin it and make it seem like it's about race and it's about the skin color. Once again, it's about white people being scared of being overtaken by, not overtaken, but like have bigger, less, become the minority, basically, become the minority. Yeah, well, gosh, let me tell you something. How would you feel if Japan? Hear me out. Hear me out.
I know where you're going with this.
Did I already talk about this in the last show or a couple shows ago?
Go ahead, continue.
But I love Japan. I love Japan, like the way it is. Like I love the culture. I love the food. I love the people. I love the high technology. They're like super high technology oriented, and yet they have like this really affinity towards their past and their roots. There's geishas there still. There's the beautiful temples and all of that. And what if? I can't. But what if?
I think
You know what I mean? Like an influx of like, let's say Middle East. Let's say. Wait a minute. Like an influx of Middle Eastern. You know what I mean? Like just Allah Akbar. Coming in there. It just like, bro, they're not gonna assimilate.
Well, that's
they're gonna shit on their culture. Would it be really bad for them, for Japan to say, you know what? Why I find it strange that people can't see both sides of the coin. You know what I mean? I see both sides of the coin. Yes, it is great that Americans we love people, we welcome people to come in from all over the world, and that is our thing. We love, and that is amazing. I love that about us. But it's also sad when you see, if it were to happen, like let's say the Japanese culture just get like wiped out. I would be very sad about that too.
That is a big part of the argument that some of these, and again, what your views are not extreme. You're making an observation, and what you're referring to is multiculturalism versus single culturalism, right? And I think the best example of that today is China. China actually published a document many years ago about how diversity is a weakness, not a strength. Because what happens is, from the Chinese perspective, they take so much pride in most of their country being of the same blood, it bonds people, it keeps them together. And America, we're so fractured and so all this multiracial and wokeness, and we have to learn how to be tolerant some people, that it makes it more difficult to ever have unity as a country. So there are pros and cons to the diversity experiment that we're doing here in America. Personally, I love it. I'm a Mexican Jew from New York City who's traveled the world. You are a whatever you are, bisexual, gay, Latin music artists. I mean, we get to be whoever we want to be in this country. We get to express ourselves however we want to be. And, maybe that sounds like a liberal talking point. That might sound like a liberal talking point. But to me, we have freedoms that these other countries, they don't have. For example, Ricky, you in China, they wouldn't like your appearance, the establishment in China, because they're in China today. I don't know if you heard about this, but they're trying to blacklist the K-pop stars from TV. They don't want any men that have feminine traits on TV, meaning men that are pretty or wear makeup or have, cool hair. They want chiseled, macho alpha men, like the typical stereotype of a man. That's what China's promoting. So
Yeah, I
if
read
you were
about that.
in China, yeah, if you were in China, you would not be able to be Ricky Rebel. You would
Right.
not be who you are. And if I was
I
in
read
China,
about that. Yeah.
I cannot do what I do with basically being open about Trump, which is the rebellious vote. Unfortunately, now it's becoming less of that because of how badly Joe Biden's doing. But
Right.
that's why I love America. Look at this podcast that me and you have. This is so
Right.
beautiful. It's a beautiful
Thank you.
thing. This stuff doesn't exist in China, and
You're
so
right.
there are pros and cons.
Yeah.
But back to the manifesto. The thing is, and I was reading an opinion piece about this.
Love you.
His goal is to protect the white race. That's his goal. How is killing 10 black people helping your goal? That's just going to create more division, more animosity. It's going to try to make New York crack down on gun laws. It's going to try to make the censorship disinformation board crack down even harder. If this kid had an actual brain and was smart, he would have
Yeah.
said, I'm 18 years old. If I'm worried about the white race, why don't I procreate, start my own family, and in the next 30, 40 years of my life, become a political activist and make progress over time? Why not do that? Like, I don't like the guy, and I don't like a lot of what Nick Fuentes has to say. I don't like what a lot of the kid has to say.
Me
However, I
neither.
will say
Not a
the
fan.
one thing I will say, I'm not a fan, but I will say I respect that he's built a huge cult following. If he wants to have an event, he could make a post on social media, and within 1 hour, he could have 1,000 people showing up somewhere in
Yeah.
force.
Yeah.
That's power. That's influence. And it's better to do it that way, where you could actually influence people, than what this kid did. He killed 10 innocent black people, most of which were grandmothers and grandfathers doing shopping
Yeah.
for their family.
Yeah.
And the manifesto justified it by saying, even if they were innocent black Americans, they're still guilty because they're black. I was reading this like, the amount of
That's a
hate in this
dummy.
kid's heart. The amount of
Dumb.
hate in this kid's heart. And then he went on and said that he wanted to also slaughter the Latinos, so me and you, and he also wanted to slaughter the Jews, so me.
He kept out the
However, he
gays
said
though.
that
He said stuff about the
he told,
gays.
he said he's actually okay with the gay community.
Yeah, for some
because he
reason.
said the
For
gay-
some weird reason. He's like okay with the gays.
He said because the gay community shows loyalty to each other. That's what he said. And he said, except
we
for the
don't.
transgender.
No, they
But
don't.
this is what he said. He said, except for the transgender, who he considers a mental illness, he's okay with the LGBTQ,
Yeah.
LGBT people. But
Right.
it's really scary to see that he basically had a checklist where he said, I want to eradicate blacks, Latinos, and then Jews. But given the priorities, I have to start the blacks for. This is what he said. It's really heartbreaking to see this kind of sickness to prioritize people based on skin color. He also did say that he's okay with black people if they're living in their native country. He's okay with East Asians if they live in their native country, but he doesn't think America should have any mixing going on. So it's the opposite of New York, I guess. He probably would hate to be in New York City.
No, the
But
opposite of everything that that America is kind of, I guess, stands for. We've always wanted, even the MAGA movement. I mean, we embrace all of the different types of people. We just want them to love America, period. I think that's
right.
the bottom line, and appreciate where we came from. And I hate the fact that we're even talking about this scum. I mean, I really think he should have just gotten shot in the face, like right away. I think people like that
here's the
should
thing
get shot.
here's the thing that really bothers me about the whole situation. I back the blue. I still back the blue. I know a lot of Trump supporters have kind of fallen off that bandwagon after the COVID mandates and everything and January 6th. I get it. I still back the
really?
blue. However,
Oh,
because I have a lot of I have a lot of family in the force, so I
yeah.
support them. But here's my issue. There was a video from a couple years ago of a black man in a wheelchair holding a knife outside of a Lowe's, and he would not drop the knife, and the cops killed him. Did you hear about this?
No.
Okay, so the video's online. You could find it. It's a black man in a wheelchair holding a knife. He wouldn't put it down, so the cops loaded him up with like 7 rounds, killed him right on the spot.
Got it.
This guy was obviously having mental illness, mental breakdown. He's in a wheelchair with a knife. A knife is not the most dangerous of weapons as long as you're not close to the person. So stay back from a person with the knife and you're probably going to be safe, right? That's just the reality. This kid, this Buffalo shooter, is fully equipped in tactical gear head to toe. There's a trail of 12 bodies in the store that he gunned down with the rifle. And
Yeah.
yet he gets negotiated with and peacefully arrested. There's like a disconnect there for me. Like,
Gets
to me, I would
negotiated with.
assume,
Yeah.
yes, like he's in handcuffs. He's in handcuffs. He's alive. But I would assume that he would be neutralized on sight.
Check this out.
And
Check this out. Elizabeth Lynott, I think she's on to something. She's saying it's allegedly false flag bullshit. Coincidentally, 2 days the new gun grab meeting has been scheduled. They needed a reason to attempt to take away our God-given right to bear arms. It's
I
their
want
5 or
to
6
talk
gun
about that.
shooting.
First of all, I want to talk about that. I'm not sure about YouTube's policies on the Buffalo shooting, but I think that it's in our interest not to downplay it,
Yeah,
because I
never.
know that
Never. People died. I mean,
if you
never
downplay the
downplay.
Ukraine, for example, they'll nuke our channel. So let's just for a second assume that it's not a false flag. Let's just assume to make sure we're YouTube compliant. But my issue is this would actually be more reason for fewer gun restrictions, right? Because gun laws only affect the law-abiding citizens. Criminals ignore gun laws, first of all.
Right.
So gun laws do
Right.
nothing but bad guys. Secondly, New York State already has the strictest gun laws in the country, almost some of the strictest. This guy came from out of area, hours away, and brought guns into that community. And he specifically said in the manifesto, he chose that location because he knows New York State has what he called cucked gun laws, meaning he knew that it was a very low chance that anybody in the supermarket had a gun, and if they did have a gun, had a power enough weapon to neutralize him. He knew that. He took advantage of that.
And then I also read that he was in high school he was thinking about doing a school shooting, and the FBI had him in there, had them or arrested him or whatever the hell they did, and didn't do.
And to make matters worse, this kid was planning it openly on Discord, the shooting, for months.
Which
went
one?
onto his Discord,
Which shooting?
The Buffalo shooter.
Oh, okay.
He openly planned it for months on Discord, and there's like a trail of where he's talking in detail what weapons to use, what location to use, and he had friends giving him advice and tips of how to maximize damage. So,
and yet we mentioned the election and get our channels demonetized and stolen, taken away from us. If we mention the election.
Or if you're a parent concerned about your kids, what they're learning at school, they'll call you a domestic terrorist to try to arrest you. So the FBI are focusing on the wrong things in our society today. They're focusing on the wrong things, and they need to be focused on people like this.
Yeah. I speaking of the FBI and doing the wrong thing, arresting the wrong people, I had a great conversation with Brandon Strozk recently. Shout out to Brandon Strozk of the Walk Away Movement campaign. He's doing very well. We had a great conversation. It was kind of quick, but I was in Vegas, so it was very busy for me, scheduling everything. But I believe we're going to hang out together while he's here. He'll be in LA for a while, so we're definitely going to get to hang out, and perhaps Brandon would be interested in getting interviewed on our show, maybe on Tuesday or maybe we'll pre-tape something. I don't know. We could ask him some great questions.
Hell yeah.
I just think it's
He
just like
inspired
this
me,
goes.
man.
Oh, really? Do you love
He's
Brandon?
one of the reasons why. He's one of the reasons why I became a Trump supporter.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned. Was the turning point when Trump was like making they tried to be like he was making fun of people who were handicapped. Is that what transformed you? That's what transformed Brandon because he thought that Trump was making fun of a handicapped person because the media was like, trying to spin that as a reality. When in reality, Trump does that movement to talk about really dumb people in general. Not doesn't matter if they're handicapped or not. It's just something he did to make fun of them, which is his prerogative to do. I mean, he's a human being. He can express himself the way he wants to, and we could all interpret that the way we want to. But the bottom line is that's the moment that changed Brandon Straka's mind was the fact that he saw that the media was like really spinning that hard, and he didn't understand because when he saw Trump's video and he realized the context of why he did it or what he did and how he did it multiple times in different places, he realized he didn't really do it for that reason. That was like the light bulb moment for Brandon Straka, and then from there he just never went back. He just was like super ambitious to, I guess, destroy false narratives and try to get people to wake up. I mean, he's powerful person, and I love him
Bro,
very much.
I remember when I was this was 2019, and I was starting to become interested in politics.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was on Yahoo News. Yahoo back then was a little more popular than it is today. And that video of Brandon Straka came up in my news feed. The famous
Oh,
video
Yahoo.
yes, it went viral. And I sat down and watched this guy talk about how he's a gay American who was always a liberal and Democrat. The exact story you're talking about, his light bulb moment. And
Yeah.
when I saw him have the strength and power to come out and be like, I'm a Trump supporter, it gave me the courage to also say, you know what, this guy's onto something. So
Right.
I owe Brandon Straka a huge thank you. He's actually probably one of my top 5 influences in red pilling me, and it's that exact video you're talking about. So God bless Brandon Straka. I support him. I met him once at an event in DC, and
Yeah.
I have great respect for everything he's accomplished and the movement that he's started, the walkaway movement. So Brandon
Yeah.
Straka, we'll get you on the show as soon as possible, maybe next week.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. We should make it happen because
you should bring him
he's
down to Puerto
wonderful.
Vallarta, baby. Bring him down to
Oh,
Mexico.
maybe he'll want to come. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, invite him. Let's go.
Oh my
It's the
gosh.
26th.
I cannot wait.
Invite
If
Blair
that
White
really
too.
happens, it's just, oh yeah, Blair White for sure. She would love that.
Invite
Um,
her.
maybe she would love it. I don't know. Blair's kind of, I don't know. Blair's Blair. That's all I'm gonna say. um,
I would love to like hang out with all you guys at the Pride Parade. Me, you, Blair, Brandon Straka.
Brandon, and then who's the boy that Blair loves and I love too. I forget his name though. He's cute. He's all muscular. He's just like, I guess the term is little person. I
Who
don't
is
know.
it? Wait, what? Who's that?
Oh God, I can't remember his name right now. He's gonna kill me. Anyway, you guys know who it is. It's her best friend. Share this live broadcast, by the way, everybody. It's Blair White's best friend.
I don't have access to Google right now
And
since we're on the stream, but I'll look up after.
he was on Big Brother. He was on Big Brother.
Hmm.
Somebody better tell me who the guy's name is. But anyway, yeah. So we'll talk to Brandon and see if he'd like to be on the show. I'm sure he would love to. Well, he told me he wanted to be interviewed by me, or to be on the show a while ago. But that was when I had Kirsten as my co-host, and he did not like her. I'm just going to say it. He was not a fan of Kirsten's.
How come? How come?
Kirsten was a very strong-willed, strong-minded human. woman, very strict in her views, very like, this is the way it is, da, da, da. And a lot of people, some people don't like that, don't like to be told, you know, this is what's real, this is what's not real, this is why it's real, and just kind of be really adamant and vocal about that. A lot of people don't like the type of personality. I personally love it because I like to know where people stand, and I like them to reveal who they are to me so that I can best, you know, it makes me feel safer. What can I say? As a human, I have trust issues, so it's like if someone's coming at me with like, this is what I think, this is what I'm like, great. I know how to react to that, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had my moments with Kirsten too. I had to like set boundaries with her. Really, the best boundaries that anyone could ever set for any relationship is the word no. It's a fabulous word. It's a good way to set a boundary with somebody. Politely, they say, you need to do this and this and this and this and this and that, blah, 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 blah. And I said, no. And it's like, it's over. The conversation's over. I mean, you know what I mean? You just go boom, boom, boom. You set it up. You say, this is what I feel comfortable. With that one word, you're able to, you know, keep yourself intact. So I'm able to be around very strong people. And I think Brandon is too. I just think that Brandon is just, he's kind of like Kirsten. I mean, they're both super, like, they want to hang out with the kind of people they want to hang out with, that they ultimately trust. And I just don't think he really trusted Kirsten very much. And that's that. That I know a lot of people had some issues with Kirsten. I loved her very much. I thought I loved her. But yeah, she rubs people the wrong way sometimes. I will tell you that, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows who knew Kirsten knows that very much. But that's the beauty of her. She was just super strong and super powerful in who she was. She knew exactly who she was, and that's fucking awesome. I dig that.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about things like that.
I wish I knew her. I wish I had a chance to meet her, but you know, obviously our timelines were not meant to cross. But I see in your comments she was beloved from all the people in your comments to talk about her.
Oh God, they loved her. I mean, they still love her, and it's still up in the air whether or not. I mean, I'm gonna say it out there. Like, I don't know if she's dead. I mean, I swear, I don't know. It's like the weirdest thing. It would not surprise me if she decided, I'm done with all of this, and I'm just gonna, because she was talking about that beforehand. Like, she would talk about that with me about like, I'm done. I'm like, because she was just working so hard to kind of take down the deep state. Like, she was working night and day on it. I just think that she was kind of burning the candle at both ends and on the sides. And she was just like, you know, I wouldn't put it past her to be like, I'm just going to go live in, I believe, what was it? It's a part of China, but it's a really, oh, frick. Was it Singapore? No. I know Singapore is not a part of China, but I'm saying, like, was it? I can't remember where she wanted to go. Anyway, she wanted to go back to her native country where she came from. I don't know. I think she's dead more than likely, but then there's a little part of me that's like, what if she's not?
Yeah,
I don't
crazy.
understand how is her fucking what's it with active? Her telegram?
It's still active?
Yes, her private account. Her account.
That's really weird.
How's that possible? Do you think she had a friend who was like, I'm going to pick up her phone, I'm going to open her account and post? No. She didn't
That's
have an
really weird.
assistant, you guys. She didn't have an assistant.
That's weird.
She did
What's
not
her
have an
Telegram name?
assistant.
What's her Telegram name?
And she did not even have a funeral. So family members are really close to her. And her father died. Anyway, her Telegram is, do you guys know what a Telegram is? I have no idea. Kirsten W. It's Kirstin W. Kirsten W. I think that's what it is. Telegram, whatever the link is. But yeah, she was an interesting human. And I actually met her at a Brandon Strozk event.
Mm.
It was like it was a walkaway event. She was hired. She was like one of the people who were hired to speak. I was there to speak, and she was there. And she just didn't like the way she was being treated there. You know, she's very bougie. Like she needs to be treated really well. She needs a lot of luxury. I love that bitch.
Like you.
Like me. Yeah. But I'm
Oh, yeah.
malleable. Like if I'm in a place that's like, you know, not so good, but we're having fun and things are, you know, moving in the career and things are going well, like I'm good. Like I'm happy. But she just needs everything to be like perfect. Oh, look at those two. What's up,
Girls.
guys? What's up, girls?
Yeah,
So cute.
they're getting ready for Mexico tomorrow.
So you're gonna be in Mexico from when to when?
So I fly to Dallas tomorrow, and then I go
Yeah.
to Mexico on the 19th. 22-hour layover in Dallas, Texas. So I'm gonna do a YouTube video tomorrow on the streets of Dallas, and then I'm gonna go to Mexico, Puerto Vallarta for about 10 days, and after that I'm gonna go up to Sayulita, which is this incredible little beach town, about an hour north, I think, of Puerto Vallarta. And this little beach town has some of the best food that I've had in my
Oh
life.
wow.
And the price is so low. And they have this one place called like Mexa Chocolate. I forgot the name of it, but it's
Yeah.
it's like a chocolate little cafe, and they make the best hot chocolate in like a scaldron. Is that the word? A
Ooh.
cauldron. In a cauldron.
Cauldron?
And they're mixing it.
Ooh.
They melt the chocolate, and you taste it, and it's like drinking liquid chocolate. And
Oh my
they also
God.
have these. They have these acai bowls with fresh fruit. They have these
Oh,
vegan
I love
jackfruit.
acai bowls.
They have the best acai bowls, and I don't know how they do it, but the consistency of the acai that they make is to die for. And then they have these
Magnifique.
jackfruit.
Magnifique.
Yeah, magnifique. And then they also have these
Mm.
jackfruit vegan tacos. Jackfruit tacos, which I never thought I would love that. They are out of this freaking world. And then they have all these
Yeah.
little bars, clubs, and restaurants that become like nightclubs at nighttime. And
Okay.
one club is house music, one club is pop music. Then they have the Mexican club. Oh my God, it's everything you want in a small little town. And
Oh my God.
I've been there before. I want you to come, man. We got to do shows in Puerto Vallarta and Sayulita.
No. Oh, I gotta
We'll do food
perform.
blogs.
If you could book me. So I want to show you guys. I'm here in Vegas and I'm shooting a photo shoot with a fashion photographer, Reinhardt. And I wanted to show you uh, what I wore. It's so sexy. Like, if you're a Patreon member, you guys can see all of these like behind the scenes photos from my photo shoot with Reinhardt. He's so sweet. He is like he shoots for Bazaar, he shoots for Vogue. Um, just incredible guy to work with. I'll show you a photo of him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, there he is. So his name is Reinhardt, and he's shooting the cover for my new album. And that's my hair and makeup for the album. Fierce, amazing looks. I guess I can show this one too. I can show you the orange jacket. Freaking amazing. Why is it like that? Okay. Yeah, so it's like Duran Duran, Bowie meets Cape, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rock star, and I have to prove it to over and over again. You know, you got to, everything in life is about, you know, it's like recycling of moments. I guess you could say it's like I'm going back to my rock roots, I guess, and no, and I'm kind of like this rebellious nature coming back out that I used to have in 2010 when I first started music. I could feel that fire again to perform like never before. So it's like a resurgence of all this energy, and I feel like my new album kind of feels like that. It feels like when I first started making music on my own. It kind of has that kind of fresh vibe. And I worked with my best friend on this record, Wayne Folks. We co-wrote the whole album together and co-produced it together during COVID. We had all that time together. We would spend hours and hours just crafting the music for this album. And it's the first single is going to come out, I believe, June 10th. So once I start promoting all of that, I'm just letting my audience know it's going to be like an avalanche and a wave, like a tidal wave of music and a tidal wave of content as far as like fashion music, and then another tidal wave after that, and then a bigger tsunami after that of music. I'm just going to basically bombard the whole world with just an understanding. I'm going to beat it into everyone's consciousness that I am an artist. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it over and over again because I think that, you know, people are confused about me. They don't understand, you know, they kind of put me in the category sometimes of political something, maybe political pundit or some type of political box, and I'm not. I'm not that. Like I'm just an artist who fights for freedom or who loves, you know, who loves freedom, demands freedom. So all of this stuff happening in the world, the culture war and the Trump hatred, and most importantly, the MAGA supporter hatred. That's what really pissed me off. You know, I had to get involved because I knew that my work would suffer in the future because of it. Because I had to make a choice. Like, am I going to go down this lefty lane where I never talk about politics or I never talk about what's in my heart? Or do I actually talk about what's in my heart and go down this, in my mind, probably more difficult path? But I can't in the middle on it. There was no middle ground. Even if you didn't say shit about anything, your career still was impacted. You had to put a black square up doing Black Lives Matter, even though we found out now, of course, we all know that the money was being, you know, funneled back to her brother. She gave $1 million to her brother, $1 million to her, you know, baby daddy, $1 million to her, you know, she gave $1 million here. You get $1 million. You get $1 million. You know, that's where all that Black Lives Matter, a lot of money went to. So, and she got all these major houses. The bottom line is, if you didn't put a black square up as an artist, then you would be hunted. You know, and I knew that I was never going to conform to that. So I had to make a choice. I made a choice. I don't regret it. I have all of you beautiful people here now, but you guys, I don't think a lot of you, maybe a big majority of you, don't understand like what my roots are. Like my roots are Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson discovered me. I was a little kid dancing and singing and fucking recording with Michael Jackson and producers and stuff, and traveling the world and going on tour with Britney. I am a stallion, like a pony that that's what I do. I run races as a pony. I'm a performer, and that's basically how I became more well known in my life as far as a solo artist. It was like the MAGA thing. But if you noticed, I became more well known dancing around, singing, doing what I loved. And that's what I want to really just kind of, I'm going to put out to the world in a very big way. And I'm kind of letting you guys know in advance, like there's going to be a ton of music, and I'm taking a step away. I'm not. And even Brandon asked me yesterday. He was like, are you doing the politics thing anymore? What's going on?" And I'm like, um, I don't think I am. I am and I'm not. Like I understand what's going on, but I'm not as focused on it. I'm really focused on this music. Like I want a residency in Vegas. I want to perform. I want to be on stages. I want to be on. So that's where my focus is, and making sure this album is fantastic. People love it, or that people can hear it and like just even hear it, because that takes a huge commitment as well. But anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling so much. The bottom line is, I love you and I thank you for your support. And it's just prepare for music. That's it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're excited, yo. I love Ricky Rebel music.
Are you?
Boys,
Are you
boys,
excited?
boys, and sometimes girls. Hell yeah. The Sheep,
Yeah.
MAGA. You
Yeah.
have so many great beats. You have so many good songs that get the people going. It's amazing.
Well, sometimes I feel like people don't even know. They don't even know I'm an artist. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm gonna just make sure. I appreciate that, Janie. Thank you. I'm just gonna make sure that I really solidify that understanding. You don't have to think I'm a good artist or a great artist. I don't demand that of people, but you will know that I am an artist. That's it. Period.
Hell yeah.
And on that note, I wanted to thank our sponsor, C60 Evo, for sponsoring the show. The link is in the description on my YouTube channel and Facebook page. Just go down to the description and you'll find the link to our sponsor, C60 Evo. They're an incredible company that makes products that are even like thousands of times stronger than vitamin C, helps to give you a better night's rest, gives you mental clarity, more energy. So just click that link below, C60 Evo, and make sure you put on the discount code EVRRR for 10% off. Hey, sir, where can people find you?
You guys know where to
Adam?
find me, Adam Francisco, on all the different channels, especially Truth Social, TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, Instagram. DM me. I'm always open. And I'll be in Mexico for the next couple of weeks.
Hell yeah.
If you guys are coming out to Puerto Vallarta, just shoot me a message and we can grab some tequila and tacos out in Mexico.
It's so affordable, right? To go. I'm going to go. My mom wants to. She's like,
So let me tell you something. The main reason why I'm going this time is because
what is it?
I don't have the income to survive in America right now, in Joe Biden's America.
Right.
The inflation and the gas prices.
Right.
The cost. I mean, I go out to get a meal, $20 every time. Every meal is $20 every time.
Oh, that's a low meal. That's like
that's
a low end. We're talking.
That's what I'm saying. That's a low meal.
Yeah.
That's the cheapest I can get. That's the cheapest I can get. But I could go to Mexico and find a great meal for $5.
Appreciate your love and support. Thank you, Porsche. Yeah.
You know, I
love you guys so much. Thank you, Corey. You guys are so awesome. So we'll see you next week every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Come or shine. I mean, in Vegas, we got a laptop. We could do this. It's fine. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Make it work.
Hell yeah.
Make it work.
Hell yeah.
Let's see if I could share. I guess I can't share the video, but that's okay. You guys can find me on Spotify. Just put Ricky Rebel on iTunes. I'm on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. Search Ricky Rebel. You'll find me. I love you all. Thank you so much to my co-host again, Adam. You rock. Thank you. And maybe I'll see you in Mexico.
Let's go. Book that flight.
Bye, everybody.
Book that flight, baby.
I think I'm gonna go. I might. All right. Bye, guys.
Good.
Peace.